Well, we begin with breaking news that embattled Prime Minister Boris Johnson has agreed to resign following an open revolt from his fellow Conservatives. More than 50 ministers, including senior members of his team, have stepped down, citing a lack of confidence in Johnson's leadership. Sources say Johnson's resignation will resign as a Conservative Party leader, but will stay on as Prime Minister until a new leader is installed, bringing an end to an unprecedented standoff that has threatened to paralyse the British government. Well, I'm joined now by our correspondent, Barbara Wesel, who is standing by for us in London. We're going to cross over to Barbara in just 1 second now. There you are, Barbara. Good to see you. Now, Barbara,
yes.
Not Barbara Johnson,
yes.
Boris Johnson reportedly wants to resign after all. Was the pressure too great in the end?
The pressure obviously was too great. We had last night reached 50 resignations. During the day yesterday, they kept coming hard and fast. And then they continued during the morning, one after the other. You lost count. It happened so quickly that his parliamentary aides, his junior minister, and everybody he still had in his cabinet banks were leaving office and telling him it's time to go. We can't continue like this. And so who in the end made him see sense, we don't know at this point in time, but somebody must have gotten through to him, because already yesterday half a dozen of his closest ministers and political friends had gone to Downing Street and said, Boris Johnson, this is the end, we can't carry on. And he didn't want to listen. He was clinging to power till the last moments. Now he has resigned as head of the Conservative Party, and he wants to stay on for a while over the summer in the office of Prime Minister. However, whether his party likes that sort of solution, because it could mean a long, drawn-out agony in office with nobody really governing, because so far, at the moment, he couldn't even fill his ministerial posts that have been become vacant during the last 2-3 days, is unknown. So it's not quite clear how this is going to pan out. We might yet see a new Prime Minister rather sooner than later.
Barbara, what's the process now? How does it work? And where do we go going forward? So you've already mentioned some of it, that there will have to be a new leadership battle as well. Tell us a little bit about what we can expect possibly before the new Prime Minister is elected.
I mean, the leadership candidates are already lining up. The British papers are full with pictures. At last count, there were about 8 of them, but let's not limit ourselves. The list might yet grow, because everybody who, when Boris Johnson came into office, had secret or overt ambitions to become Prime Minister themselves, might yet see another chance. So there's everyone from his former Chancellor of the Exchequer, Rishi Sunak, who is seen as one who might have relatively good chances to go through, to the Health Minister, Javid, who stepped down on Wednesday, who also is seen as one of the top runners. And after that, the list just continues. The Foreign Minister, Liz Truss, among them, and so on and so forth. So there is a big melee in the Tory party, and they're all sort of jostling for the first spot. And that is the reason why probably the solution that Boris Johnson is considering now, and suggested that he stays on over the summer, and all these leadership candidates can sort of try to beat each other to first place, may not play out that way. They may want a cleaner solution, and trying for a leadership selection next week or the week after that.
On the story for us in London, DW correspondent Barbara Wesel, thank you.